Okay. Awesome. Well, welcome back, guys. It's a brand new year, brand new in 2021, and we're getting started today with one of my favorite people. This is Seth from Copes Tackle in Bakersfield. How are you, Seth?
Doing good, Chris. How you doing, man?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. Just trying to survive 2021 like 2020.
Yeah, 2020 was quite the year, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, before we get started here, tell me about what you've been up to and how you kind of finished off the year 2020 and getting going on 2021.
Yeah, so 2020 obviously in the fishing industry was great. We had awesome fishing all around. Last year we had some high water that really helped out the freshwater stuff. We had a lot of trout stock. The ocean fishing was really unreal on, just pretty much every level. The tuna fishing was epic. We had great rock fishing, some huge lingcod coming up this way. So just trying to keep it going, man. So kind of in a little lull here, as we always are in January and February. So just revamping for 2021. Looking forward to an epic year.
Excellent. That's awesome, man. As people are chiming in here, hello, Robert. Hello, David. How are you guys doing? First question of the day comes from Julian. What's your favorite color, Seth?
My favorite color, man. Black, I guess, man. I'm a bigger dude. We always look good in black, man. So it works out.
Yep. I hear you on that. It's very slimming. That's it's very.
There you go. I'm sure it helps out a lot of people in the fishing tackle industry. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, anyway, we were just talking before we went on here. I think the last time I saw you was your parking lot sale up in March, which was right after the Fred Hall show. But we had a bunch of fun over there, right?
Oh yeah, we had an absolute party, man. It was a good time. So we kind of got a bomb dropped on us, man. It was, I think, March 15th last year. We had the whole boat and RV show set up here in Bakersfield, and that afternoon, right, it was, I believe, Thursday and Friday the show was supposed to start, and we got the word fairgrounds is closed. So they canceled the show on us, and we had everyone up here, man. We weren't going to let it drag us down. So we, drug it over to the shop, and we had a big old parking lot sale, man. I had a great time, great turnout. People were real stoked. And, that kind of kicked off the craziness for 2020. But, otherwise it was a great year, man. Good times.
Yeah, for sure. You and your partner Jared up there really stepped up for, not only for the show, but also for us, I guess, retailers, manufacturers, even us at CCA for that weekend where we were kind of in no man's land with no place to go. And you kind of offered up your home right on the spot there.
Yeah. Hey, well, you guys are always welcome, man. We had a great time. Everyone was cool. And the fishermen came out. They were stoked. So no one wanted their weekend ruined. So we, made it happen. So appreciate you guys being here.
Absolutely. Our pleasure. So Seth, let's kind of get into your background. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you kind of ended up over at Copes.
Yeah, so I'm in Bakersfield now, obviously part owner here with Jared, Copes Tackle and Rod Shop, but I've only been in Bakersfield for a couple of years. I grew up probably closer to a lot more of you guys down there in Orange County, LA area. Just kind of grew up fishing the park lakes and stuff, and just was absolutely obsessed with fishing. Ended up getting a job at the Longfin. I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with the Longfin, just an amazing shop down there in Orange County. And ended up going to school and got out of college and didn't really know what I was going to do. I definitely wanted to work in the fishing tackle industry, so I got a rep job with Big Rock Sports and kind of met all kinds of people through that, all different tackle stores all over Southern California, and ended up running into Jared here. He just started Copes 5-6 years ago in 2014, and Copes was kind of just exploding. It was a little under the radar as far as I was concerned down south, but it was pretty amazing how fast it was growing and how much of a customer base and everything is up here, and how many fishermen there are, and kind of underserved population. So ended up joining forces with Jared in 2018, man, and it's just it's gone really well since. So we're kind of just expanding and kind of overgrown our location here, man. We want to keep growing, so we've decided here in the last year the next step is to go online. We're a little behind a lot of stores in that, so we're real excited that 2021 we're getting on the internet and we're going to become available to everyone across the country instead of just here in Kern County.
Yeah, that's awesome. And as I kind of look, we've got Tommy joining us, Bob Allen, James. How are you guys? Mike Hatcher's joining us. How are you, Mike?
What's going on, Hatcher?
Yep. Alex Plainback from Die was joining us. Hello, Alex. Awesome.
What's going on, Alex?
So tell us a little bit. Yeah. Let's kind of talk about the online presence there. I know that has just started up for you guys. How's that been going?
Oh, it's been going great, man. We've been working on the website now about 2 months, and I'm really fascinated how fast it's growing. But it's still growing. So we've got a lot of products on there. It's kind of, we're still working out the kinks and making it really easy to navigate and whatnot. But we're adding products every day. Editing the website every day. It's rolling now. You can jump on there, tackleandrod.com, and make purchases and whatnot. We're shipping stuff out every single day. But it's definitely a learning curve for me. So I kind of grew up in that age of I should know more about the technology and whatnot, but I'm learning a ton. There's just a lot to know there, different than a retail store. So.
Oh, absolutely. Hey guys, as a reminder, if you have any questions for Seth, just drop them in the comments below. We'd love to answer them for you. So Seth, let's kind of transition to fishing there. Obviously Bakersfield not being exactly on the coast and right in the middle of California there, quite a bit of bass fishing over there, right?
Absolutely. We have, I think, 4 local bass clubs, and all their tournaments are just getting started here. Nacimiento is where everyone kind of runs to in January. The fishing is real good for spotted bass. So we've got, Kern County, Golden Empire, Bakersfield Bass is going to be at Nacimiento this month. Bass Nation will be at Nacimiento this month. So that's kind of really getting kicked off. Other than that, Pyramid Lake and Castaic are biting pretty good as far as the bass go, and there's definitely some bigger fish coming out on swim baits for the guys who are willing. Talked to one of our employees today, was up at Lake Success, and the fishing is pretty good in like the 2 to 4 pound class, largemouth and stuff, just on a real slow drag of jigs and whatnot. But yeah, the bass is rolling. So, and trout as well. So Kern River's got stock like crazy 2 days ago. So pretty much everyone we're talking with right now around Kernville, both north and south of Kernville, is doing extremely well in the trout. So that's pretty exciting.
Excellent. Hey, I glance at Facebook every now and then, and I can't believe some of the catches that people are actually bringing to Copes just to show them off too.
No, absolutely. We have Buena Vista Lakes is about a half an hour from us, and we have they've been stocking the lightning trout, very similar to Santa Ana River Lakes down south, and we've had quite a few fish over 10 pounds already brought to the shop and weighed in. Pretty cool stuff, man. Big line busting stuff on 2 to 4 pound tests. So it's kind of cool.
Not too many things more exciting than that. That's for sure.
Definitely.
Let's transition to social media. I know you guys at Copes, you guys do a phenomenal job with social media, and that includes almost weekly fishing reports, right?
Yep, every Friday morning, man. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., we'll have our, Kern County's only and, fullest fish report. So it's specifically for Kern County. If you guys are thinking about coming up here and fishing the Kern River or Buena Vista, thinking about going to any of the coastal bass lakes or hitting Isabella for a big old trophy bass, every Friday morning we post that report. And we got 2 guys, Chad Burden and Chris Borden, that spent hours on Thursday afternoon writing that report and gathering all the information and stuff. And it's really cool. It's a special thing, man. Those guys do a great job. And so, yeah, definitely check it out. And we're transitioning that too from our Facebook page to the website. So if you go to tackleandrod.com, there's a fish report section there. Everything in that fish report is, this week, what's going on. So it's pretty cool. Check it out and check out some of the pictures too, man, of those big fish you're talking about.
That's awesome. Can anyone submit a report just by submitting them to you, or how does that exactly work for you guys?
Absolutely. You can message me personally. I think my name's posted up here on Facebook, or you can message them to the shop, or we even have on the website now at the bottom of the fish report. And I think at the bottom of each page, there's an area where you can submit, recent catches or reports. So, and we read them all and get them passed right along to Chad and Chris, and they'll get them in there.
Excellent. That's awesome, man. So let's kind of transition to saltwater now. Obviously, like I've said before, Bakersfield not exactly on the coast. It's always kind of interesting to kind of survey and kind of talk to your customers up there. They're not necessarily married to a particular area where they're willing to travel, either whether it's cutting across to Morro Bay or going to Oxnard or even going all the way down here to San Diego. Is that what you've been finding out?
Absolutely. Yeah. This time of year, majority of our customers are fishing freshwater, and, with rockfish being closed and stuff till March, it's, it transitions to freshwater period. But come, March, April, May, a ton of our customers go to the coast and head down south. So it's definitely a big deal. Myself, I'm not a huge rock fisherman. I really like to do more of the pelagic stuff, run down to San Diego and try to, at least a couple times a year, catch some tuna or do some yellowtail fishing, white sea bass, whatever we can do. But yeah, definitely, we've got a lot of, rock fishermen all the way up to tuna fishermen. So even sand dab guys right now. So that's rolling.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. We've got Tony G and Todd from TB Metal Art in the house. How are you guys? Mr. John Wilder, Thomas Burnett, how are you? Butch Sanders is watching. Wayne is also watching. Hello, Wayne. Buzz Brizendine also. How are you, Buzz and Jeremy? Guys, as a reminder, if you have any questions for Seth down below, make sure to leave them in the comments down below. We'd love to answer them for you. But Seth, I'm not sure if you remember this, ever talking to me about this or whatnot, but I know a while ago you had mentioned how it's really important to be the expert in your tackle and what you sell and all that. And so much so that you actually send your guys to go fish the stuff that you're actually selling, just so that they become the experts of that.
Definitely. Yeah, we have a lot of guys that work up here at the shop, and majority of them are younger guys, and kind of unusual, but we're open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week, which is kind of crazy. I've never seen another tackle store that has those hours, but with those hours, we have to have a lot of employees to work them. And with that, with a lot of the younger guys working here and stuff, a lot of them haven't experienced tuna fishing and whatnot. So I think I've been here for 2 years, and we've had 7 guys in those 2 years catch their first tuna, which is, just awesome. Obviously, anybody who's hooked a tuna knows how much fun it is to, get that bite, throw it in gear, and just watch it rip all the line off your reel. So that's, definitely been an awesome experience. So, and something we try to, send our guys to do. So if they're going to sell this stuff, we want them to definitely have done it before, so.
Excellent. That's
for sure.
Awesome, man. So let's kind of switch to tuna. I know, you're a tuna guy. You love fishing it. I think we've actually fished before together down on the Liberty a couple years ago. What are the things you're bringing? What's your go-to setup for tuna, bluefin versus yellowfin? What are your thoughts?
I personally am a bait guy right off the bat. I know a lot of guys don't like fishing bait. They want to throw a jig. I personally want to catch a fish. So when I jump on the boat, man, I'm usually I'm fishing that live bait right off the bat, looking for a real lively sardine or whatever we've got for bait. If I can find a big mackerel in there or something and fly line it, that's what you're going to find me doing 95% of the time when I first jump on the boat. And once that first, fish hits the deck, then I switch over and want to try, whatever the latest and greatest is. I get down to San Diego probably 2 times a year on average. And with that, there's so many new lures every year. I feel like, I could go down 10 times and use just new lures that work all the time. So, obviously the, cold sniper type jigs, I love catching stuff on a surface iron if I'm going to go yellowtail fishing or even big calico bass. I love doing that kind of stuff. But yeah, most of the time you'll find me soaking a live bait or fishing a sinker rig for tuna.
Excellent. And, just speaking on the bluefin strictly, really important to have a 2-speed, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, it definitely helps, man. I was on the boat, last year I want to say I was on the Aztec, or maybe 2 years ago, and no one was getting bit. The bluefin were showing like crazy, like they usually do, and just wouldn't take anything unless you get a sardine, a long way from the boat and get bit as soon as it hits the water. So I grabbed my jig stick, of course, because I wanted to get bit like usual, and I put some 40-pound fluorocarbon on there, whipped out a sardine, man, and hooked 80-90 pounder on the Star Drag and got pinned to the rail. And man, I wish I had a 2-speed. So that 2-speed sure helps, man. Save you from getting your butt kicked.
If I had $1 for every time I heard that by other people not using a 2-speed, I don't think I'd be here, but anyway.
Yeah, you got to get bit to play, man. Bust out that Star Drag to get bit sometimes, get that long cast, but you regret it once you're hooked up.
For sure, man. Not to spill any of beans of your secrets or whatnot, but any particular trick on picking out the perfect bait?
Just the hardest one to catch in the live well is usually what I'm going for, man. If it's in the hand well and you can't catch it, everyone else is giving up on that bait. That's the one I want, man. And if it, if it hits the water and it ain't peeling line, I'm reeling back in, putting a new one on real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's almost, people even will soak baits for maybe even 3, 4, 5 minutes. And, in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, if you're not bit within 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, chances are your bait's either underneath the boat or it's not playing.
Right. For sure. And I'm like to talk, man. So once somebody hooks up, man, I go talk to them and see what they've been doing. If they got bit on a real long soak, then I'll soak a bait for a long time. But majority of the time, it's going to get switched out pretty quick if it's not bit right off the bat.
For sure. So let's switch to yellowfin now. I mean, with the school size yellowfin that we normally get in either the fall time or even all the way up to the tail end of November as well, up to on last year. What are you typically fishing? Are you fishing any minnows? Are you fishing star drags? What are you usually fishing?
Oh yeah, I'll have small Saltist 20 or little Trinidad 20 or something like that. Again, just to get a bait swimming as fast as humanly possible and away from the boat. The last few years, though, I've kind of steered away from those trips. We've been so fortunate to fish the bluefin so often, which has been great. That once that bluefin kind of starts drying up, I staying up this way. It's a long trip to run down and catch football size yellowfin. So I'm not a huge fish eater either. I bring the bluefin home usually and I'll eat it raw. I like raw fish, but once it hits the freezer, I don't really eat it. So I'm not too interested in like the meat fishing for 20-pound yellowfin. But it sure is fun. That's for sure. So.
Oh, no question about it. That's awesome. And with being up in Bakersfield too, I mean, it goes to show how dedicated you and your employees are, where you're bringing that knowledge straight back to your tackle store, and it's fresh and it's current too.
Oh yeah, the guys are obsessed, man. I'm telling you, they love those drag screaming tuna. You can't beat it. So, but yeah, and it's great that we're up here, and that customers can come in and talk to people that are tuna fishing that week or in the last couple weeks. So that's invaluable knowledge if you're going down that way.
Absolutely, for sure, man. Well, so we've been talking about live bait as pretty often right now, but I think if I remember correctly, going up to your shop the handful of times that I have, you actually sell live bait in your shop, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we sell golden shiners in the shop. It's something, growing up, I never experienced. It's just not allowed. It's against the law down in LA, Orange County, and Riverside County. I believe even San Bernardino County, you can't use live shiners. So that's something in San Diego County does it. East County Bait and Tackle down in San Diego has them too. And in anywhere pretty much north of us has them. It's a big deal up here. They're great bait for, last spring we had epic crappie bite at Lake Isabella and Lake Success. And I mean, those small minnows are candy for those crappie. And we even got guys up here now at Buena Vista Lake. It's been a real popular thing lately, using the small shiners for those big lightning trout. And it's been extremely successful, sticking them on the end of mini jigs or just fly lining them under a bobber and soaking them for those trout. So, and then you go up to the large and the jumbos, and they're just epic bait for striped bass. So, and largemouth even people are using them for. So, but yeah, definitely different, something I didn't grow up, doing. We didn't have it available to us down in Orange County and LA, but it's kind of a different world up here once you go over the grapevine.
No kidding, man. That's awesome. I mean, there's not really too many exciting things to look at, a picture of a lightning trout. I mean, you just can't really beat the colors on that thing.
Yeah, they're pretty amazing, man. I know. I don't fish a lot of stock trout. I prefer more largemouth fishing and stuff this time of year. But talking with buddies and stuff that are going out there and fishing, they're actually bringing their bass boats out and fishing them with mini jigs, or drop shot, little tiny drop shots, just like bass fishing. And they're saying you can see them 20 feet, 25 feet away, and the water just glowing. Buena Vista is not a deep lake; it's 5, 6, 7, 8 feet deep, and you can see them. They light up the water all around them. So.
Fantastic. Well, let's talk about later in the year. I know you got some pretty exciting things coming up other than the online store, right?
Yeah, definitely. We're kind of hammering out everything for 2021 right now. We got some really cool plans for some stuff coming up. This is kind of an announcement to our customers and a lot of, people in the area. And I mean, maybe even some people that would drive up from down south, but we actually went out this year and got a private stocking for Riverwalk Park, which is a park real close to the shop that we're going to be stocking around the 12th of February for that 3-day weekend, the 13th through the 15th. And we got Mustad and Nakuma on board to sponsor a little raffle we're going to put on, where we're going to let the kids go out there and fish, and we'll have an adult division as well and let them catch the larger trout. Majority of the trout we're going to stock are going to be like 3 pounds plus. So if they bring them back to the shop, we're only about a mile from the lake, and take a picture in front of Copes, they're going to get a raffle ticket. And Mustad and Nakuma came through with a big prize pack with rod and reel combos and tackle bags, all kinds of trout lures and stuff. And we're going to raffle one of those packs off for the adults and one of them off to the kids, to somebody who brings one of those trout back and weighs it in at the shop. So that's going to be a pretty cool deal. And again, that's, we're going to put them in probably on the 11th or 12th of February and run that contest the 13th through 15th of February. So that's something really cool coming up. And then, we got Rockfish opening back up in March, and, it'll speed things up around here quite a bit. And usually we have the boat and RV show the 13th through the 15th of March. That this year we're going to postpone that back, till either June or October. We're not really sure yet. We're kind of trying to work that out. I know Mike Hatcher's doing his best to get the fairgrounds to let us put that on. It's a huge deal up here. And anyway, but it's not going to happen in March. And with that being what it is, we're going to have an event here on that weekend, that we'd normally do the show. So that 13th and 14th weekend, we'll have our big spring sale in the parking lot here. Have a good time as usual. I'm sure you guys will be up here for that, and a bunch of manufacturers and vendors will be up for that. So it's definitely a time, if you haven't been to the shop and you want to save some money on some tackle and come just hang out with the guys and talk to us, it's time to be up here for sure. And then April's a little slow for us. We're going to hopefully get some kind of CCA meeting together and start our chapter up this way sometime in April. I know that's on the books. And then moving right into May, we've got a big kayak bass tournament at Lake Nacimiento. One of the charities we work with, Heroes on the Water, had to cancel all their events for the year. They're a national organization, and they won't let you do any in-person events with, the COVID-19 going on. So with that being said, we had a couple customers step up, and they're going to put on like a kayak benefit tournament at Lake Nacimiento, and they're going to run a huge raffle with all kinds of good stuff. And the proceeds from that raffle, we're going to go ahead and donate it to Heroes on the Water. So that's really cool organization. They take veterans, first responders, kayak fishing, and it's just some organization we work real close with, and they're doing good things. So that'll be May 1st. If you haven't fished Lake Nacimiento, the place is unreal, especially in the spring. The amount of spotted bass you catch is just crazy. A kayak bass tournament's going to be wild out there because you're going to be measuring a lot of fish. So I love taking kids out there and stuff just because you catch so many fish. So
absolutely. And going back to Heroes on the Water, we got a chance to meet and kind of hang out with Zach, who runs the Central California chapter, and he's an awesome dude, and that's a pretty awesome organization, taking vets out fishing.
Definitely. Yeah, they're doing good things, man. They're doing good things. We actually have Zach working in the shop now on Sundays, so that's been a really cool thing as far as the kayak knowledge goes. And again, just trying to find the experts in each area to help our customers out. So if anybody has any questions about kayak fishing, he fishes kayak tournaments sponsored by some kayak companies and whatnot. Zach's the guy to talk to. Either come up here or call the shop or whatever, and they'll get you dialed in.
Fantastic. That's awesome, man. Any, I know we kind of left off on May there, but anything else coming up over the summer there?
So the summer we'll do quite a few charters. I know we had some kind of bad luck last year at the end of the season with our tuna charters. There was a couple weekends there where it was blowing 40 knots offshore and 20-foot swell, and we had 2 charters that got canceled that we actually postponed all the way to August and September of 2021. So we're going to redo those charters. We don't have the dates nailed down yet, but that'll be a cool deal. And we'll have some open spots if anyone's interested in calling the shop. It's the Outrider's awesome, and only 11 guys. It's a good time. You're best friends with everybody by the end of the trip, as long as all goes well.
Oh,
So
for sure.
that's cool. And
Yeah,
then
and with
go
the
ahead, sir.
Outrider being a, no, it's all good, man. With the Outrider being as big as it is, or as small as it is, with 11 guys, I mean, it's not that difficult to fill those spots, and I'm sure those spots are going to go pretty quick.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, we have the same group of 8 or so guys that jumps on every year. We always have a few stragglers did jump on, man, and everyone wants to come back every time. We have a great time. So
For
can't wait for
sure.
that one, man.
Yeah, and then in terms of charters, I know the Outriders down here in San Diego at a Fisherman's Landing, but any other spots that you're chartering boats with?
Yeah, definitely. We do quite a bit with Verge's Landing. So we'll do the Black Pearl and the Rita G, the Fiesta, for our bottom fish fishing. Verge just puts on the big lingcod tournament up here for $10,000, which is always a big hit. And we have tons of customers that love to, throw the big plastics and whatnot for lingcod. And I mean, you wouldn't believe some of these rigs seen up here down south. The rock cod fishing's totally different than it is up this way. We're fishing a little shallower, and it's I feel like it's a lot more sporting up this way instead of meat fishing. So yeah, we'll have quite a few rockfish charters that we'll sponsor this year through Verges.
That's awesome. And with up there in Verges with our good friend Denise DeCock up there, she does a fantastic job with the landing and also with the Black Pearl as well. And that's kind of has to be said there, where you're going out of Morro Bay. Fishing is quite a bit different as opposed to rock fishing down here in terms of the quality of rockfish.
Absolutely, yeah. Big old lingcod getting caught, and it's majority of them are on big swim baits and big plastics and all kinds of stuff. Man, we sell huge 2-pound mackerel that guys are pinning on a dropper loop rig that I probably wouldn't even use a mackerel that big for yellowtail, and they're using them for lingcod. So they're catching some monsters up here, big old dinosaurs.
Yeah, and I think there's been a name called lingosaurs as well, which there certainly are out there off of Morro Bay there.
Definitely.
That's awesome,
Definitely.
man. And then rounding out the fall there for you.
Yeah, so in October we do we've kind of moved our Palooza event from May to October, and so we're going to do Palooza again this year in October. I believe got October 16th marked down here. And that's our biggest event of the year. We do a 2-day event, and again have all the manufacturers out and everything whatnot. Some years we have a live band. This year we had the big old bass tank, and we had some reps. Aaron Garcia was up there with some Fish Lab baits, and get all kinds of people out and just have a great time, man. Do kind of Bakersfield style. Sometimes it's live music, or we'll get the radio station out here or something. We just have a ball. So that's if you want to experience Bakersfield a little bit, man, that's the time to come up. Palooza.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've yet to go, but I've heard quite a bit of good things about it too, and it's such a blast.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's a good time. So
that's awesome. That's awesome, man. So let's go, back to the retail side of things. I know, you're running specials all the time. You just came off the 12 days of Christmas sale up there. Not only that, but you're also moving to an online base. Are those typical sales like that can be found throughout the year, or is it just on Christmas time?
Yeah, we could try to keep something going all the time, and do at least a sale of some sort every month, or discounts and whatnot. We try to run that all through our social media page, and we'll be transitioning that to the online stuff. Right now, we're just trying to get kind of everything online and get that rolling. But yeah, definitely. And I actually I came up with one for our video chat here today, man. We're doing I got a bunch of these gift cards for $10. So I was letting you know earlier, anybody who spends $50 on our website here before Sunday, we're going to go ahead and throw a $10 gift card in there for a future purchase. Whether you want to bring it in store or spend it online, either way we can do it. And then I'm going to randomly pick one order as well to that's going to get a $50 gift card. So all you got to do is do a $50 purchase, and you'll get a $10 gift card or a chance at a $50 gift card for the future. So
right on, man.
That's kind of what we got rolling now. So
that's awesome. I'm just about to put a couple things in my cart there, more than $50.
Beautiful.
But very cool. Very cool. And, I have to say, the retail space, your actual store, pretty big compared to most stores.
Yeah, it's a good sized store, and we just we blew out a wall last year, man, and added in a giant clothing room. So that's been really cool. You know, we got Grundens and Sims and AFCO and all kinds of clothing added on, which is again a new learning experience for me there, getting into the clothing. But you know, fishing's become a lifestyle, and with that, you know, all the fishermen are wearing that, you know, that lifestyle clothing. So that's been a cool addition to the shop, definitely.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Let's talk a little bit more fishing here. I know you're a fishy dude. I've seen it for myself. Personal best, what obviously you like tuna, but any other any other species that you like to go after or anything like that?
I think up here in the Central Valley, you know, trophy largemouth is a big deal. Been a long time since I've caught any big ones, but I did get a 10-pounder out of Lake Isabella back in 2013, actually fishing with Eric Miller there from the Longfin. So that was, you know, that's kind of my personal best that I'm always trying to beat, which is, you know, very doable with the lakes up here. But I guess I just haven't had the luck, man. So, but I like to spend some more time on the water chasing that, but I do what I can.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you're so busy expanding the footprint and copes and all that, and leaning it towards success. I can see why.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of chasing a big striper too, man. I wouldn't mind catching, you know, I've caught like 15-pounders down at Diamond Valley. I've never caught anything bigger than that though. And you know, I'd love to get one 20, 25 pounds. So, and, you know, Castaic Lake, Pyramid Lake, they're in there. The Aqueduct's been kicking out some here and there, some really big stripers. And then there's some, you know, lakes north of us, the Delta and whatnot, with some big stripers in it. So I've been, you know, throwing the lunker punker around as much as I can, big old walking baits and Huddlestons and whatnot, trying to get a big one of those guys. You know.
Excellent. You know, honestly, to be brutally honest with you, man, I don't really freshwater fish too often and terribly often, but you know, any tips for the guys who usually fish saltwater but are actually willing to go into freshwater?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, I mean, we use artificials quite a bit, but, you know, if you want to just go to freshwater and catch fish, baits, killer. I had some buddies up at Pyramid Lake today. They limited on stripers in about an hour, with like cut sardines or anchovies, you know, and I'm actually heading up there tomorrow, and I probably won't limit out on stripers by any means, but just going for those trophies. But if you want to catch fish, man, it's frozen anchovies, sardines, you know, that bait fishing's hard to beat.
Huh, interesting. What's your typical go-to setup? Or are you taking multiple setups out over to the lake?
So tomorrow I'll just be throwing big baits, man. I'll probably have a big walking bait on one rod, and you know, a Huddleston or a triple trout on another rod, and just going, you know, just for one or two big bites for the day, satisfy me. It's kind of crazy to spend your whole day out there chasing one bite, man. I think I'm kind of crazy sometimes, but that's, you know, kind of what I'm after, those trophy fish. And so that's what I'll be doing tomorrow, and save the numbers deal till the next time we go out to Nacimiento or something.
Awesome. Awesome. And you know, your go-to setup, I know, you know, typically you're fishing like 200 size reels, maybe even 300 size reels, or even that big.
Yeah, with the swim baits, 400 size, you know, round reels, larger stuff. I mean, similar to what I use my swim bait rods for yellowtail and small tuna, and you know, white sea bass fishing, calico fishing. It's kind of the same setup, you know, an 8-foot heavy rod with a 400 size, you know, Lexa, Corrado, Calcutta, whatever you want to use, Komodo, and you know, 20 to 25 pound mono. I don't fish a lot of fluorocarbon on swim baits. I just feel like you know, it's that big old bait. If that fish is going to eat it, he's going to eat it. I don't think he's too worried about the line tied to it. And then on top waters, I like to use braid, you know, 65-pound Spectra. So I'm not too worried about snapping floating lures off on the cast. So I'm willing to use that braid with no stretch, and you know, really have a good connection with that walking bait and walking it properly.
Awesome. Awesome. Are you a bait caster guy or more of a spinning reel kind of guy?
I use for swim baits and everything. It's all conventional, you know, bait casting tackle, and then I love to finesse fish, man. If I'm gonna go fish numbers, or even if it's, you know, it's a tough bite and you got to drop down to 4 or 6 pound test to get bit, I'll definitely use the spinning tackle. But be leaving that home tomorrow for sure.
Excellent. Excellent, man. Any, obviously we talked about fishing Palooza and all the great things that are going on with Copes and all that. Any, obviously with March, you're thinking about doing the parking lot sale and all that. Where, when people go up to Bakersfield and all that, what can they expect at Copes in terms of service and customer service and all that?
Oh, customer service is the number one thing here for sure, and we're always striving to have a good time. So it'll be a kind of different deal, more of an experience, I think, than just going to your regular sales and whatnot. We try to run seminars and raffles, and I mean, just have a really good, fun time. Food's always a big thing, man. We're usually cooking up tacos or something, keeping everyone fed. I know a lot of the reps and stuff aren't. I mean, in 2020 is kind of different deal, but those guys are working different trade shows and whatnot every weekend. So we try to keep them entertained when they're up here and just show them a good time. So it's kind of a long way to go. So we appreciate you guys coming up this way.
For sure. And guys, as a reminder, if you're watching us, if you have any questions for Seth, please leave them in the comments below. We'd love to answer them there. Going back to, I think it was the tail end of 2018 or even 2019. We actually held a lobster seminar in the parking lot of Copes, which was a super fun deal.
That was awesome, man. I'm haven't actually hoop netted for lobster myself before, so I learned a ton from Wayne there. That's pretty fascinating, very thorough. Tons and tons and tons of information. If you guys do another one, man, I highly suggest anybody that hasn't done it or even has done it and isn't doing well or whatever to come hear Wayne out, because that was very thorough, and the guys were stoked. We learned a lot, so that was a very cool thing. And we used to do quite a few of those events. 2020 kind of put a damper on getting a crowd together for a seminar, but yeah, it's definitely something in 2021 we're going to try to do a lot more of. And I know CCA wants to put another one on. I'm not sure what we'll do, but we'll have somebody up here doing it. So definitely want to attend those.
Fantastic. Well, before 2020 happened, and you said that you guys put on seminars and all that. What were those like? Were they once a month, and what kind of things were you doing seminars with?
Yeah, definitely. About once a month, once every 6 weeks or so, we'd try to get something going, whether it was a new product or I know Denny Uribe, he's moved to Texas now, but he is making his own rods, and so he was out here teaching us about spiral wraps and all kinds of different rod manufacturing and technique specific applications for his rods and whatnot. So that was a really cool seminar we had. We trying to think, we even had a BASS pro out here about 2 years ago, just talking tournament bass fishing. And I think it's something, especially in this area, there's so many bass clubs and stuff, and there's so many people and kids that see these bass fishermen on TV, and they want to know what it's like to go professionally bass fish and drive all over the country and fish these big tournaments and stuff. So having a BASS pro out here was a very cool experience. So stuff similar to that, or as simple as just basic trout fishing tactics and whatnot. So kind of try to touch all the bases, man, whether it's tuna fishing or hoop netting or trout fishing or anything. We try to cover it all.
Absolutely. In terms of your customer base, obviously with Copes being where it is in Bakersfield, are you seeing more, kind of across the board, mainly freshwater people fishing saltwater, or even vice versa, or is it primarily freshwater fishing for you guys?
So again, this time of year, it's a lot of freshwater fishing. It's just kind of, most people aren't willing to drive to the coast to fish sand dabs or, bass, or it's 2 hours from us here, so they're staying local. There's trout are being stocked and everything, and a lot of the same guys that are tuna fishermen or striper fishermen and trout fishermen too. So this time of year, that's what they're doing. And when it gets hot, it gets hot in Bakersfield, and you guys sure have experienced it. It's over 100 degrees a good portion of the summer. That's when they'll run to the coast and do the rock fishing and tuna fishing and whatnot. Or run to the mountains, and do the Sierra fishing, or even just up to Lake Isabella and the Kern River. It's like beautiful country, and it's usually a little cooler. So that's, summer times when we'll see a lot more of the saltwater fishing stuff going on.
Excellent. Excellent. For me, I fish the iron quite a bit whenever every chance I get, I do. people have their colors, and the colors, as I've been often said, they're really for the fishermen, not the fish. What's your go-to color on the iron?
On the iron, man, I mint probably most recently. That's what I've done best on. But I mean, I don't really have too many colors in the box. Either blue or white, scrambled egg, or mint and white, something of that nature. Just keep it simple. I mean,
All the classics.
yeah, I feel like, I mean, if I'm going out and fishing bait, I'm fishing a sardine or an anchovy. So if it's something that looks like that, I think it'll get bit. But I don't think, a mint versus a mint and white is going to make a massive difference.
Excellent. That's awesome, man. Well, anything else you want to add on to Copes? And, I know you've got some really, really great stuff. And, it goes without saying, you've been a huge supporter of CCA California, and you've definitely have offered us more, your house and then some whenever we come up there. And I can't thank you enough, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I can't thank you guys enough. You guys are always supporting it, doing seminars and whatnot. And, anything we can do to help, you guys are doing a great job and, fighting for our rights to fish, man. If, now more so than ever before. So, but yeah, other than that, it's just, come see us, check out our fish report, give us a call. If you guys are ever thinking about coming up fishing the aqueduct, that's something, completely foreign to people down south, or, if you want to run up to the Kern River, it's an awesome weekend trip, and we're, right on the way. If you want to hit Lake Isabella and catch some crappie, again, something a lot of people in, LA and Orange County don't get a chance to experience, that like live minnow fishing for crappie. It's, we're kind of a whole different world right here, and we're only 2.5 hours away from most everyone down south. I think people, kind of shy away from making that trip over the hill. And but yeah, come see us, man. Call us, check our fish reports, see what's going on. We're always willing to help out. And
Yeah,
that's about
absolutely.
it.
And like we kind of talked about a little bit earlier, definitely hoping to bring a Bakersfield chapter of CCA California, hopefully this year.
Absolutely. Yeah, we got that April month pinned down to get something going, man. So I'm excited about it. I know we've got quite a few customers excited about it. So definitely get it rolling.
Excellent. And if there's anyone out there who would like to get involved with CCA California up at the Bakersfield any area, or anywhere else for that matter, make sure you contact us. I'm sure Seth could probably point you to us, or in the right direction on terms of getting that chapter started up there.
Absolutely.
Awesome, man. Well, before I let you go, can you share with us one more time that special offer that you've got?
Yeah, for sure. Anybody on this video, man, like I said, if you spend $50 on the website before Sunday, we're going to send you a $10 gift card you can use for any future transaction, whether it's in store or online. And then I'm also going to randomly pick one transaction from that lot that'll get a $50 gift card instead. So they'll pretty much get their $50 order for free. So it's definitely something to take advantage of. And whether you need to buy anything or not, definitely jump on our website, tackleandrod.com. Check out the fish report, check out, recent catches. And there's not a ton on there now, but we're adding stuff every day. And if there's something you want to see on there, get in contact with me. Look me up on Facebook, Seth Mostero, or copestackleandrod.com. We can Instagram under the same name. So yeah, just reach out, let us know what you want to see, and we'll get it for you.
Yeah, and I can't thank you enough. And also, it goes without saying, you guys are really, really active on social media too. So, I can imagine, if you send either a direct message or even make a comment on Facebook, you guys are pretty quick to jump on that.
Definitely send us a message, Jared and myself. It goes to both of our cell phones, man. All day long, I'm answering, social media questions and whatnot, and forwarding on fish report pictures. If you guys want to be in the fish report, send us pictures, man. We'll put pictures from anywhere. If you guys may take a trip to Alaska or whatever, and you want to send in a report or whatnot, we'll throw your picture in there, picture your kids, whatever you want to do, man. So
awesome, man. Well, Seth, I can't thank you enough, man. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. It's been an absolute treat for all of us here at CCA. And I can't wait for an exciting 2021 up in Bakersfield up there.
Yeah, absolutely, Chris. And thank you for having us, man. Looking forward to get the Bakersfield chapter going and, getting the website rolling, and an awesome 2021. Come see us, please.
Absolutely. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. My name's Chris from CCA, ccacalifornia.org. That's how you look us up. And Seth, your website one more time.
Tackleandrod.com.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And we will see you guys next week. Take care.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris. Thank you guys, everyone. See you all soon.
Absolutely. See you, man.